Hi, I'm Michael Sullivan. I've grown up in Cambridge my entire life, starting in, give the year, 1959. What a good year it was for my twin brother and I. We grew up our entire lives in Riverside. We were the fourth generation of our family to live in that neighborhood. My mother grew up on Weston Ave, behind her parents' Italian meat market. And in the other 3 units or 4 units were her grandparents and her aunts and uncles. My father grew up on Surrey Street in a 2-bedroom, 4-room total with 11 people. And it never felt tight with his parents. And I grew up on Putnam Ave. I didn't have to go very far to look for prominent local figures. For me, my mom and my dad were prominent figures. My grandfather had served in the Cambridge City Council, the first member of our family to get elected, sworn in 1936. He served until he passed away in 1949. My Uncle Edward then ran, and he served in the City Council and was mayor from 1950 to 1959. Then my dad came along in 1960 to 94. He served in the council and did 3 terms as mayor. I was very fortunate that I then had the great opportunity to serve in the Cambridge City Council from 94 to 2007. I think each of us would say, my father, my uncle, and myself, that we were the beneficiaries of the goodwill that our forebears brought. My uncle and my father always said they got elected because they were Mickey the Dude's kids. I got elected because I was Walter Sullivan's son. But after that, though, you need to earn your own stripes. So on a given Saturday, you'd have a choice. You could either go to Central Square or you could go to Harvard Square. Early in the morning on Saturday, it would be probably to the YMCA as a little kid because they had the swimming pool, they had a gym. Throughout the year, you could go in and play. You really didn't leave your neighborhood. There was really no reason to go. All your friends were there. The other thing is everybody's parents were looking out for everybody else's kids. One day, my brother and I decided to play hooky. And we thought we were pretty smart. We pretended we had walked down to the Houghton School, and we doubled back, and we weren't that old. Well, surprised, our parents found us. The next door the neighbor down 3 or 4 houses called my parents and said, "Hey, Michael and Walter are walking down Green Street. I don't think they went to school today." We never did it ever again. There were parades all the time, and there were parades that actually were parades. And by that I mean they would have a lot of marching bands. But I think on the social front, my earliest memory would have been the Harvard Square riots. The riots literally were in my yard. And my father was mayor at the time. And cars were being blown up. My sister's car was up the street. A neighbor went up and got it because they set that area on fire. Marriage equity, when I was mayor. Gone to church the day of the event, and I'm standing in the back and I'm like, I'm going to get excommunicated, because I was supporting marriage equity. And as I'm standing in church that day, everything sort of changed a little. People were coming out and actually telling me I was doing the right thing. Got ready to come here to City Hall, and I came up the stairs. The place was packed, and outside my office were this couple. They held a sign saying, "We've been together, two men. We've been together for 49 years." It melted my heart. It's hard to even describe it. Just went from your toes up in a really strong sense of like, this is a wonderful day. It's really about rolling up your sleeves and being part of it. That's what makes the difference. We have a richness, and we can disagree, and we can have loads of conversations and talk things out. My warning is we don't need to be disagreeing.